Your one click on the subscribe button makes a huge difference. Thank you for your kind support.
Episode 4 of Rock is a Lady's Modesty brings us deeper into the intricate web of Arisa Suzunomiya's double life, and the emotional contrasts between her role as the picture-perfect daughter of the Suzunomiya household and her inner yearning to embrace her suppressed passion for rock music. The episode opens on a contemplative note, offering glimpses into Arisa's life prior to her mother's remarriage when music, particularly her guitar, was an inseparable part of her identity. Now, forced to conform to the idealized image of an elegant, refined lady in a wealthy family, Arisa is caught in the expectations of her overbearing mother and the worldview of high society. This is only solidified when her stepmother commends her violin-playing efforts but immediately underscores how the guitar and rock music have no place in their lives, symbolizing her banishment of any lingering trace of her past self. The interaction between Arisa and her stepmother particularly underscores how performative Arisa's life has become. The smile she wears while acknowledging her stepmother's overwhelming expectations serves as a perfect facade to shield her turbulent feelings beneath. The phrase, "You must keep working to become a proper lady that's worthy of this household," resonates throughout the episode as the specific pressure point Arisa constantly pushes against. Even her agreement that the violin is something she enjoys a lot is spoken more as an obligation than a genuine expression, and it softens only when she secretly apologizes to her mother and affirms her inner promise to carry forward her love for music discreetly. This melancholic inner speech highlights her yearning to balance both worlds without creating ripples in her current circumstances. Her school life further reflects the extending control she feels she must exert over her image. When her peers shower her with admiration for her supposedly refined demeanor, Arisa fabricates an interest in tanka poetry, in part to deflect their attention and, importantly, to mask her true plans to sneak off. This scene presents an insightful commentary on how societal expectations, particularly for young women in elite spaces, shape identity not as an authentic expression of self, but as an amalgamation of what others project upon them. It is especially striking how she seamlessly navigates around her classmates' curiosities, a skill she's clearly mastered through years of playing the part of a polished lady. The mere thought of having to learn about tanka poetry to maintain her lies accentuates Arisa's struggles with constantly being on guard, keeping her secrets buried beneath layers of propriety. Otoha Kurigane, introduced as Arisa's classmate and secret heavy metal drummer, serves as Arisa's foil. Amid the structured chaos of Arisa's life, Otoha represents untamed individuality, someone who unapologetically embraces her musical identity. Their relationship intensifies the series' central theme, the conflict between personal passion and societal conformity. In this episode, Otoha's confident and somewhat unpredictable personality continues to push Arisa toward confronting this divide. The trusty app, Peer Seeker, propels the episode forward, catalyzing their search for new band members, specifically a bassist and a keyboardist. The comedic tension in this conversation, particularly as they examine walking disasters, listed in testimonials, provides a levity that balances the episode's heavier emotional undertones. Still, this humorous moment also hints at Otoha's no-holds-barred approach to life, contrasting Arisa's overly cautious and self-contained existence. The dynamics between Arisa and Otoha also take on a subtle flirtation as the two joke about their jam sessions. Otoha casually reminisces about their intense musical chemistry in a way that borders on vulnerability, admitting her desire for bandmates who can match her energy. This moment subtly flips typical depictions of the mentor-mentee dynamic in musical dramas. Rather than Arisa idolizing Otoha, it becomes clear that Otoha deeply values Arisa in return. This mutual appreciation enhances their connection while underscoring how music serves as their common ground, a sanctuary from life's expectations. The scene also showcases Arisa's hesitation as her comment, "We'll see about that," reflects her apprehension about adding new members, preferring the intimate balance they've already built. This episode doesn't shy away from portraying the external pressures Arisa experiences both at home and at school. While her stepmother and their posh social circle demand perfection, her peers at school unknowingly reinforce her projections of refinement. The bit where her classmates romanticize the idea of Lady Lalisa being someone who writes poetry becomes particularly ironic, emphasizing how people shape their perceptions around the surface-level version of Arisa that she painstakingly curates. It also cleverly foreshadows the growing tensions within Arisa, hinting that this endless striving for outward perfection may eventually unravel. The moment with the black kitten serves as one of the episode's most poignant metaphors. Ririsa's affection for the small, vulnerable cat mirrors her need to nurture her inner self, the part of her she has to suppress due to societal constraints. Her offhand comment likening her stepmother and stepsister to evil witches overtaking her home has a fairy tale quality, further illustrating the isolation and resentment this new life imposes on her. Yet, this interaction with the cat also marks one of the rare moments Rarisa gets to drop the mask completely, speaking in full candor and showing her tenderness away from prying eyes. What elevates this episode is its clever juxtaposition of Arisa's melodic yet rigid violin lessons with the fiery passion and freedom embodied in her secret jam sessions with Otoha. The violin, historically associated with sophistication and regal discipline, represents her adherence to societal expectations. In contrast, the raw, visceral energy of rock music, amplified through her guitar, symbolizes personal liberation. These contrasting musical elements reflect not just Arisa's dual life but also the broader socio-cultural tension between tradition and modernity. The series uses these instruments symbolically to exemplify the two conflicting paths Arisa navigates. What makes the episode's ending striking is the introduction of tension between Arisa's commitment to music and her emotional loyalty to her family. Otoha's enthusiasm and unshakable belief in their potential as a band subtly challenge Arisa to confront what might be holding her back. While Arisa's ambitions to balance both aspects of her life seem noble, the episode plants seeds of doubt about whether such a balance is sustainable. The pure seeker app stands as a metaphorical choice, its reliance on the randomness of who might answer reflecting the risks and unpredictabilities Arisa will eventually have to face. By the episode's conclusion, we are left with a growing sense of Arisa's emotional fragility, as well as her resilience. This dynamic makes her struggles all the more relatable, particularly for anyone who has felt torn between societal approval and personal fulfillment. The promise of meeting new people through the band adds an edge of anticipation for what lies ahead, while the obstacles Arisa faces in maintaining this double life hang like a sword over her head. Thematically, the episode continues to push forward ideas about self-expression, the weight of familial and social obligations, and the bittersweet beauty of chasing passion in an environment that discourages it. The motif of music, specifically rock as a liberating force, proves compelling in how it bridges the worlds of the main characters. Of particular note in this episode is the ongoing critique of privilege and performance in high society. Through Arisa, the series asks, how much of oneself is worth sacrificing to fit in? Otoha becomes the counterpoint to this question, embodying the act of unapologetic self-fulfillment no matter the judgment it provokes. Their growing friendship is set to test both characters' convictions in upcoming episodes. In retrospect, Rock is a Lady's Modesty resembles other works in the musical drama genre that explore the transformative power of music, like Nana and Your Lie in April. However, its core message about identity molded by cultural expectations and self-acceptance sets it apart. The series uses its characters' musical journey as a lens to discuss larger issues like class, gender roles, and the thin veneer of societal perfection. In this episode particularly, Ririsa's struggle isn't just about playing the guitar or violin. It's about reconciling the woman she is with the woman others expect her to be. The episode ends at a crossroads, with Ririsa's determination growing but her external circumstances closing in tighter. It's a delicate setup for future conflicts, as she inevitably has to choose whether to follow her passion wholeheartedly or continue playing the role society has laid out for her. Ririsa's journey thus far has been captivating because it captures the emotional struggles of anyone who has had to fight for their identity in environments that demand conformity. This makes her story not just relatable but universally compelling, promising a climactic payoff in the episodes to come.